Hello, my friends. I have an update for you. Welcome back to the channel. On the soil inoculant video I did a couple weeks back, it is the Earth Alive Soil Inoculant Grow Test. So I have some bad news. The bad news is, in my infinite non-wisdom, I kind of messed the experiment up. And I'm going to show you in a second exactly what went wrong and what I'm going to do to fix it, as well as give you some additional information that I've now learned about using soil inoculants more effectively and my new continuation of this experiment to see if we can make it work again. All right, stay tuned. As you can see, we've got our test one over here and our control one over here. But the reason that this one looks so odd is not necessarily anything to do with the soil inoculant. If you look down here at this right here, we can see that early on in this pea's life, it forked into actually 3 stems. So something odd happened here, and I actually don't know why that happened because I didn't do any pruning or topping or anything like that. And this was only one seed. If we can dig down, we can even see it's all coming out of one stem right here. And so it forked into 3 different pea stems. This one just kind of died off right here, this one right here. So you have these 2 stems, one of which is as tall or taller than our control, and then this one is kind of a dwarf, and then this small one here didn't even make it. Now over here, we have a normal one that just grew like a normal pea would grow. So you've got this normal long stem, and some of the vegetation's dying off because as I noticed this was happening over here, I was like, you know what? Let's scrap this experiment and update it and see if we can get some better results. So I didn't feel that it was fair to do an update on this grow experiment and then make the claim that the only thing that was different is the addition of Earth Alive Soil Inoculant in our test one. And the reason why is because the plants grew a little differently from the very, very beginning, and they weren't given the absolute best growing environment, if I'm honest with myself. So I wanted to make a couple adjustments, and the adjustments are this. Number one, we're switching plants to 2 tomato plants I have right here that are grown. They are the exact same age, they're grown in the exact same conditions. So right now, they are effectively clones of each other. They're not absolute perfect genetic clones because they did come from different seeds, but they're as close as we're gonna get in a home garden environment. So here's the 2 things I'm gonna do. Well, I guess 3. Different plant, tomatoes. Number 2, I'm going to put them in a larger 5-gallon bucket each. So we're gonna add some more soil. Number 3, I'm going to add my Epic Soil Starter organic fertilizer to both to supercharge that soil a little bit. That link will be in the description below. But the difference is, with the test variety, I'm going to inoculate that new mixture of additional soil, organic fertilizer, and then we're going to inoculate it, right? And so the idea here is the components within organic fertilizer typically aren't bioavailable very early on. It takes some time for them to break down. But what's doing the breaking down? A lot of it is that microbial life in the soil. So you see where I'm going here. If we can get enough microbial life inoculated in this new soil here with the organic fertilizer, the theory is that the organic fertilizer will be broken down quicker, become bioavailable sooner, thus the plant will take it up, and that plant should grow more vigorously, more healthily, and it should come to fruition, quite literally, a little sooner and hopefully healthier and tastier. So that's what we're going to get into right now. So I'm just mixing here with my standard potting soil mix of perlite, compost, and peat moss, although there's many ways you can substitute out for that, so check out another video if that's interesting to you. And what we're doing here is we're just making sure that we break up some of those larger pieces, we water it in, make sure it's nice and moist, and then we can move on to actually potting up. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in all the new soil in the lower quadrant and then mix in some of my Epic Soil Starter into both of these thoroughly, and then we'll transplant in right over the top. So I don't want to really disturb the root ball. I'm going to put it in right over the top and then cover up to the surface, and we are good to go. Now we're ready to move on to the inoculation phase. So let's recap what we've done. We've taken the same exact time frame for growth on these tomatoes, same species, same growing conditions, and we have added some new soil. You saw my little soil mixture there, just a pretty standard potting mix. I added some of my Epic Soil Starter soil mix, and what we're going to do now is we're going to inoculate one of these with Earth Alive Soil Activator with some water, and then the other one we're just going to water it in. And the idea here again is we've added organic nutrients, and remember I put new soil down near the bottom of these containers, and so what's going to happen, those tomato roots are going to get down there really quickly. Trust me, they grow really fast. They're going to get into that new potting soil with that new organic fertilizer, and what we're hoping to have happen is we're hoping to have the microbial inoculant in Earth Alive to really start to colonize, really start to take hold, and start to break down those organic nutrients in this one, and hopefully lead to stronger growth in this one rather than this one. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get into that process now, and then we'll see what happens in a future video. So this one right here is gonna be our control. So we're just gonna water this one in with normal water. About 3 revolutions around. And then we're going to add some soil inoculant to this jar here. And we're going to go ahead and inoculate the other one with that mixture. So I just add a tiny little bit, about a tablespoon or so in here. We'll give it a good little mix. And then from there, it's all about just making sure we water it in with the same amount of water as before. And you'll see the water here is going to turn a different color, and that's just because of what's going on with the soil inoculant. So let's go ahead and do it. Well, there we have it, guys. We are done with the setup of this experiment. Round 2, again, apologies if the first one didn't go as well as I hoped. I just didn't want to put something out that I didn't believe in, right? So I didn't believe that that was an accurate and fair test, either of the product or in general, because of some of the problems that I experienced growing those peas. So here we are. We have our test. This is inoculated with new potting soil and organic fertilizer. This is not inoculated with new potting soil and organic fertilizer. So this is the one with the Earth Alive and my Epic Soil Starter Mix. This is the one just with my Epic Soil Starter Mix, as well as that new potting soil. So I really am excited to see how this one goes. Leave your predictions in the comments down below if you think our inoculated one is going to outperform our non-inoculated one. Definitely let me know, and stay tuned. There's gonna be now a part 3 on this video, and I really hope that I've got something really cool to show you in a future video. All right, guys, good luck in the garden. Keep growing, stay tuned, and I'll catch you on the next video. Now let me put on these epic shades. Shoop! And I'll catch you on the next one. Later.